Hey everybody, welcome to this special little episode dedicated to Thanksgiving. I know that not everybody who watches this program celebrates Thanksgiving, but I know that all of you eat dinner. So, next time you're sitting down for a scrumptious little meal, whether it be Thanksgiving or just a special occasion, might I suggest the soundtrack for that evening should be Music for Dining by the Melachrino Strings from 1954 on RCA Records. That's right, mood music. That was my joke. That's all I got. All joking aside, this is actually a decent album to have on. There's a lot of strings on it, but it's in the background music. If you have a copy, dig it out, or if you don't, pick one up. They're really cheap. And it makes a great conversation starter. I'm telling you. What's interesting for me is that this is one of the first records that I remember recognizing way back when, probably in high school. I remember coming across it and going, music for dining? And then I come across another one, music for reading, music for daydreaming, and they just cracked me up. And I realized these were all put out by the same guy on the same record label. As I come to find out, there's a whole subgenre dedicated to mood music, and this is probably one of the first albums to do that. And we still have this kind of music today. If you ever go to Target or any sort of home goods store, you'll see that little kiosk of all these weird random CDs. This is the genesis of that. And why this album in particular? That's a good question. I am obsessed with it. I own 4 copies of it. Why? Because I kept finding different versions of it. Apparently this record was very popular. This, I believe, is the earliest version, at least the earliest version I've found, and it only has 9 songs on it. Another thing I like too is this front cover is actually textured. I just can't remember another album that had that sort of look. Here are the other versions I have. Now this, I believe, is the earliest reissue. It has new on here. Why it's new is that it added 3 more songs for a total of 12. Another thing you'll notice too, it says LPM 1000RE, which I always thought it means a reissue. What's cool about this version is they added this cute little picture, which I just love. And it gives you a little bit more about the artist. And then they came out with this version, very similar. What they did is they cropped out on this photo and added some black bars, put the title different spots. And then this is the weirdest version I have. I think this was cut out of a compilation type booklet, and it's funny because it's lined with this wax paper, and this version actually is a stereo version of it, LSP 1000. And as far as I understand it, the stereo version, it's just rechanneled for stereo. Although the 3 new tracks might have been recorded in stereo. I don't really know. But what's interesting is that it says it recorded November 14th, 15th, and 22nd, right around Thanksgiving, 1957. This album came out in 54, so maybe they went back in and added these 3 tracks in 1957. I don't really know, but that would make sense since it's 3 separate dates for 3 separate songs. This cracks me up. Music for nervous people. You know, I think I may want to own that one at some point. Another thing that I love about this release is that it's LPM 1000. And then he had the next 3 or 4 releases, but that's something I always thought would be kind of a fun collection to have, all the albums in order, as not in alphabetical, not by artist or genre, but just by record label numbering system. And that must be really confusing when you get into reissues and they change that number. So yeah, that's kind of it. That's my little weird obsessive compulsive record collecting thing that I got. That's all. I just wanted to wish everybody who's celebrating Thanksgiving to have a happy and safe one and enjoy your time. For everyone else, have a great dinner. Enjoy this album. I am your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side.